Hello and welcome to the stream and Happy New Year. So I had a couple of gigs over the holidays playing with some singers. I had one gig playing with the soprano at like a fancy dinner, just a few songs in between the courses. And let me just check if it's working here. Yes, mute there. Seems to be working. Let me know otherwise if it's working or not. The other gig I had was with two singers, the soprano and the baritone. I've had it for a couple of years. On New Year's Eve, we play a program like 30-40 minutes concert at care homes in Gothenburg City. We go to 3 locations, like 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock and 4 o'clock, and play the same program. So because they can't move anywhere, and they get a little concert on New Year's Eve. So a lot of New Year's themed songs for that one I will coming to. But I'm going to start with a song on this dinner with the soprano that's more of a Christmas thing. It's the Lullaby, Mary's Lullaby by Reger, Reger. Like a nice, really nice tune, simple. It sounds very simple as the song melody. That one, but it's actually within a classical context. It's a composed piano part, and it's not that simple for the piano part. So you need to look at it a bit, because the piano part has this melody that goes sometimes with the song line, but sometimes a bit afterward, and like a bit of a duet. So really nice music. Yeah, I just play this, and I got like 9 pieces prepared from these gigs. So I figured while I had it in my fingers, I just played it, might as well just do it on a stream as well. So here is Reger's Mary's Lullaby, the piano part. But the thing with all these songs is like, you will hear the melody pretty well because it's in the piano. I've chosen the songs that it should work pretty okay with. Wait, you will see the score though. One moment, 1 second. This is the technology. Yes, like this. And like this. So, you can follow. Duet. Modulating. And back. Get very calm when I play this. Really nice piece of music, but sometimes not as easy as you would think. Also, these chords, just one comment about these big chords on the here. This and this. Also new marker today. So this chord, so it says in the score here. To play like this, to play this, it's very big range. and I can't do it in one, barely possible. So if I do an arpeggio, it's possible, but it's very awkward. And so I make life easier for me as an accompanist, which is a rule that is good to follow a lot of the times, because if you can find a solution that feels like it's working perfectly, like I did here, instead of playing this very awkward, I just play this instead. So I play the E flat, but up here, and I add another note in this lower register with the thumb, so you get a fuller chord, not just up here. Same here. And here I add the middle A flat to get it a little bit more full. But I think it just works perfectly, and it just really worth it. Yeah, sounds very wavy. That's the lullabies rocking back and forth is what he's going for, very calmly trying to fall asleep. But we're gonna move on now to the next song, because it's not a sleeping stream here. I have some more action in the music as well, but yeah, nice way to start. So second song here, it's a Swedish leader from the Swedish repertoire by Ture Rangström. So it's probably not known internationally that much, but we have a few composers that have written really nice lieder and songs in Sweden. Maybe Stenhammar is a bit famous as a big romantic. He's written some symphonic works. But we also have a couple of others that are not as well known. Stenhammar, Rangström here is one, Sjögren is another, Alvén is another, Peterson Berger. So here's one from Rangström, which is very famous in Sweden. For a soprano, it's like the perfect encore, quite short. So we did this at the fancy dinner, and because you can always get away with singing a Swedish lieder in that setting. And so Pan is like a forest god or something, a bit mysterious and not to mess around with, but he's from Greek mythology, and he plays the flute very seductively, I think. So it's a very thankful way to write a piece about how Pan plays the flute, and you sing and like all the world is dancing or something in the text. Someone's asking about the piano piece. Yes, you can email me a piano piece you wrote, and I might have a look at it. I won't promise anything, but I'm thinking about doing a little bit more streams, so maybe it will be something we can look at quickly, that type of thing. But I don't promise anything, but you can always email. You can find the email on my YouTube channel. So Pan here. Here you get there's a singing line that's not always in the piano, but the piano texture is so good and so full. I hope you see what I mean when I play it. Romantic. Here the text says when he starts to play on his flute, and then it's in the piano, a trill. Starts to grow. It's like a huge climax in this short piece, so perfect encore. Yeah, that's Pan. A little bit of Swedish singing repertoire today, not really about New Year's. Now I'm moving on to the other gig on New Year's Eve. That's a bunch of songs that works really well in this setting. So soprano and a baritone, and we did concerts at care homes on New Year's Eve on the day. Here's a solo for the soprano, O mio babbino caro, another like encore soprano aria. And the last stream I did in December, I played through my own piano arrangements for Easy Piano Simple Solutions Edition, the latest volume, and I've done this aria for Easy Piano version. So I will show it afterwards, just very quickly, for a piano solo version. But now I play the original in this stream. And in this, the way it's like orchestra, obviously, it's a lot of doubling on the melody. So it will sound very much like a real piece with the piano here. And I'll play the full arpeggios. And yeah, like a opera intro with some tremolo here. For the singer. So just a few comments on this, what I'm doing, like in this section. By the way, it's by Puccini, if I didn't say it. O mio babbino caro, from a short opera called Gianni. So these here, it's in order to make it easier to play with a singer, I just take them as an octave instead of this upbeat. I don't know, because I think it works just as well. Also here, this singer did it as a 16th notes, so you need to be ready and listen what they do, and if they do something, you follow that. So here the 16th, this as a 16th. And you can make the case for playing the upbeats as well, but it depends. Same here, this fermata, to make it easier, I just lay this chord and let them hold the note, and then because this is harder to fit in, like it's possible, but it's easier to stay there. Yeah, really nice to play Puccini. I'll just show real quickly the Simple Solutions edition that I did last stream. So for an easy version for piano solo, you can. I have the link in the description to the Simple Solutions page. I think it's here. Yeah, like it can look. Oh no, I have the easy key. Okay, let's do it in G major. here you have the arpeggio in the left hand in one position, but I think that works as an easy version. But of course the original, let's go back to this stream here. Yeah, you have these types. Like, they're not that hard, it's just need to be need to learn them where they are in the hand. Yeah, but very kind of predictable harmonies, a lot of minor seventh chords, Puccini, lovely like extensions, nines and sevens and nines. Let's move on with the next one. Let's see what that is. Right, this one. So it's also for soprano, and this one I actually played for both the gigs with different singers. It's the Vilja lead by Lehár, Franz Lehár, from the operetta The Merry Widow. So I don't really know the plot in this operetta, but when there's a soprano who sings this song, and she just sings about this another type of forest fairy figure that's called Vilja, and she seduces huntermen in the woods. So she sings very beautifully, I think, which is mirrored in the song. And in the intro, it's like the merry hunter goes out in the woods, and you get this intro. So really fun. You will see some simplification. This arrangement, I'm not sure where I got it. So some of the songs I'm playing here, I just took scans of the physical score that I've got somewhere, and I haven't looked up exactly if you can get it on IMSLP or somewhere on the internet. So some of them are like that. I can't say exactly what it is. Some of the songs I do have links in the description, so you can find them. But I don't think the ones so far, but I do 2 solo pieces later. You can find those. So I don't know exactly where this is from. And it's quite advanced arrangement with some texture, which provides a lot of fun things. You play some secondary voices in the middle here. But there are versions where it's a bit more simple and you don't need to work as much. But I've done this a lot, so I like to do it. But still with some alterations, simplifications there. Yeah, so Vilja lead. I'm gonna just do one verse and then into the chorus and that end, I think. But the intro again, Merry Hunter or something. Quite a lot of work to get this right. That's the verse. Now comes the refrain about this Vilja. The singer. And here is where the chorus comes in and repeats the refrain. So when we did it with a soprano and baritone, the baritone sings this kind of off stage. So fun way to do it, I think. Get the soprano gets to rest a bit. Or you can just, another version with the other singer, she just sang this too. But it's the same. And it's doubled in the orchestra or piano. Also, if you're playing this or just a thought about playing this, you have these chords. I think a lot about one motion. These chords are together because it's the same notes, like these chords. And here too, like one position, down, up, like very, very glued together. So it's like one thing for the brain to play those two chords. Okay, let's. I'm gonna play now and not talk. Here they drop the tempo, even if it doesn't say. And maybe if it's a very soft piano, you can make it longer, or that, yeah. And let's just go into the second. Yeah, that's another nice piece. Please, if you have any questions about this music or comments, just don't type in the chat. I would love to if there's something who thinks something. Otherwise, we move on to another, or it's the first song for this stream about Vienna, but this is like the city for the New Year's, because they do a New Year's concert and they play a waltz, which I will play as the final piece here. But there's a song that's called Vienna, the city of my dreams, I think. And it's apparently popular in Sweden, for some Swedish singer sang it many decades ago, so all the old people knows it. And maybe there's some similarity in America or UK. I don't know that much, but I'm reading comments now. Sorry. Yeah, it's funny. I haven't thought that much about it. I just thought that I wanted to try doing these kind of things on a stream to just get a sense of it. But it's like I see it's in the border of, there might be a good value. But we'll see a bit afterwards. I've done the streams. I've planned for 3 more streams now, 1 per week in January. So it's a good way for me to get going, I think, to do some things. But it's also like some of these things is like, it's not really enough for me to do a whole video about it. These like playing a song accompaniment, and so that's why it feels good to do in the stream. But so let's go. Vienna, the city of my dreams. This is a bit more simple, maybe, but yeah, and they do it as a duet. They do one verse each and then together in the refrain. You can always do that, basically. This is the +5 chord. Again, it's doubled all the time in the piano here. Such a nice way to just approach the cadence here in the music, the structure. It's on the dominant, it's in G major, so we reach D, the D7, and then C is the 7, E is the 9, and it just goes with all these extensions on the D pedal for a really long time, and you have a really nice way to approach the cadence. it's actually just a secondary step. One more step, G7 to C here. So it's modulating to C for this part. Build up to the chorus. With a piano solo. Very popular song when we do it for the old people in the care homes. Next one, it's the closing song that we do. It's the famous tune from La Traviata by Verdi, drinking song called Libiamo. So this is, I think this is for duet originally, or maybe it's actually, I've done it so many times as a duet, and you can do one verse each and then together in the end. But I'm not really sure, because I also use a bit different music. But anyways, you will recognize the melody. And it is a drinking song. It means let's drink in our joyful cups, I think, the text. This one is actually really tough to play the piano accompaniment. And I do a lot of simplification here, which I think it's the rule. If you can make life easier for yourself as an accompaniment, you should do it. Because you want to play this quite fast, and it's very much to learn all this. Yeah, too much 6 like that. It's hard work. So I basically play the top voice and sometimes an octave. So yeah, let's do. I'm gonna do the first verse and then turn the page. Said add an octave in the bass. Yeah, here we missed the melody, but it's the accompaniment part. It's not as fun without the song, but maybe. I just, in order to reduce the amount of pages, I have it in physical pages. Instead of having one more page, I do, for the second verse, it's exactly the same identical material. I just say, okay, let's go from here again, and it's the same. And then when I get here, I have these bars for the right hand to turn the page from. So now we get from the end of the second verse. And it modulates. Take it in a new key. More material now. Something like that. This wasn't as fun as I imagined it would be, just playing the accompaniment for this one. But I think you get the idea of it. It's really fun, works great to do. But there's some work for the pianist with all this like stride type of accompaniment almost. So like if you have to play this, a lot of position, checking the positions of these chords. Okay, this is the B flat. Here is the F7. That movement comes so many times, needs to be very certain. And then you can add in the right hand with maybe one voice. I would recommend. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Let's see, what do we have? Okay, so now we're going less classical and more kind of popular, jazzy. This one is I think it's famous internationally, Bella Notte. It's a Swedish text here, but I'm not sure where it's from originally. Is it a Disney or I don't know. Anyway, I have a great arrangement here. I think I have it here. Let's see. No. Yes, here it is. This is julgodis. It's Christmas candy, and it's by Lars, who's like a famous. Yes, that's correct. That's correct. Lady and the Tramp from the chat. They sing Bella Notte, of course. And it's there are some Christmas songs, and I think this arrangement is very good. You can see the text, but it's also written out for piano, which helps me as not a jazz pianist can play it. So let's do one verse. Very cozy jazz chords. It's a major 9th, a G. F sharp is a major 7. A is the 9. Major 9. Yeah, it doesn't say major, but the A is 9. Rhythm in the left hand sometimes to keep the tempo for the singers, so they sing the melody here. Tremolo is good there, I think. move on to... No, let's play this. Piano solo for 8 bars here, and here you can do melody 1 octave higher and tremolo. Mandolin. And the scale. Maybe it's too much. Probably. But I don't know. Okay, now we jump to raise to the key. So, yes, Italian with the tremolo, that's what we're going for with the mandolin. Yeah, this is not the normal type of music that I am comfortable with, but I don't know, it's been so many years that I just started to think that it doesn't matter, I can just play it as I feel it. Exactly, there's nothing that's too much in for a Disney movie. But okay, now we reach the section with piano pieces. So I've got 2, and this one is by Schubert. And it's a funny story because in Sweden, this is very much associated with Christmas. I don't think it is that way in other countries. But there was one year in 1960, Disney, this is again from a Disney reference, they made a Christmas special that's From All of Us to All of You. And it's like a montage, an hour of different greetings from Disney characters, from movies. And they're framed with Jiminy Cricket singing some song in the end. That's like similar to Bella Notte, but not that one. And there's one of these short skits, like 5-minute segments, that's called Santa's Workshop. Santa is making all the toys. And in the end they play this music, which is why it's so... And they aired this by Disney in 1960, but in Sweden they continue to do it every year on Christmas Eve. And we still do it. And it's like the most watched program ever in Sweden. At 3 o'clock on Christmas Eve, every Swedish person sits and watches Donald Duck and Disney montage. It's kind of a fun thing. So it's a very good Christmas piece in Sweden. Maybe not so much internationally, it's not Christmas. But it's a great march by Schubert, originally for 4-hand piano. In the Disney version, they do it in orchestra, and they're like merges it into other types of march before and after. And it's in the end, Santa has built all the toys and they march in a parade. So this is very good as a 4-hand. Secondo plays like that, and Primo plays something like that. So doing a solo version is much, much harder than the 4-hand original. Quick answer to a question how long I've been playing piano. I started when I was 6 years old, and now I'm like a little bit older than 36, so 30 years I've been playing the piano. But I'm going to play this through. Need to work a lot about... There's a special technique with these repeated notes. And I always think about them as really connected in a movement. So going down and up. and the key is that you can't go up with your hand because between them, because you don't have time, because they're very quick. So you play the one and then you play the next one with a minimal amount of movement, which is from down here and there and there, and then you add the movement up as like to release the tension. It's maybe seems easy when you get the hang of it. It starts to feel that way, but it took many years before I could do that. But I think that's it. It feels like that's a good theory. Anyway, let's play this. It's got a trio section and everything, and then comes together. Section. G major, now Schubert modulation just throws in the minor straight. G major and dominant, we expect major, but it's minor. Dominant, major, back to major. It's really Schubert modulation as its best, just simple, clean, surgically clean, from major to minor with a dominant. And then da capo. I know there's one more bar written here that I don't play. I skip one bar and I don't understand why it's there. It just feels off. It feels that it's even to do two and then two and then two. Thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it. It's the first super chat I've gotten on the stream, so thank you very much for that. Mm. So this is a fun piece. It would be fun for me to play it as a forehand because it would be much less work. It's really one of the harder things is to get the chords right, because it's so many small movements between the chords. But you do want all of those thirds there. They really fill a musical function. Oh, there's a ABRSM clarinet piece. This why not? I assume it works perfectly well too for other types of instruments. We've reached the final piece for this stream that I prepared. That's part of the gigs that I did over New Year's, and this is the famous New Year's waltz. So this is for orchestra, of course, by Johann Strauss. The beautiful blue Danube is the river that flows through Vienna, and it's for orchestra. But I saw that Strauss has made a solo piano version himself, and the one that I play here, it's this one I have in the link. The Schubert, and this one is in the description. These scores that I play from, and so this one is not exactly the one that Strauss has made from IMSLP. I saw that it's also there, but it's very similar. Like the ideas are very much the same. It's a little bit of different details. So there's the intro, and then it's getting quicker, and then there's a famous melody, and I think I'll stop there and no, let's talk about this first. Like this one is also quite a lot of work to learn for a solo version because you need to do all the things yourself. It feels so unfair compared to other instruments that we need to work so much, pianists. Like every other instrument, they can just play their one line. It's nothing. But of course, they can't come very far by themselves, and we as pianists, we can play the whole world ourselves in the repertoire. That's the upside. But here I was going to talk about this typical hang that you hang on the second. Right, so you just take a lot of time and you stretch out the second beat like as much as you can and get away with. But there is a line where it's too much and you can't go over that line. So it's like playing chicken with how much you can get away with. So just to exaggerate, this just sounds sick. so it needs to be less than that. Something like that. And then you kind of increase the tempo when the further you go here. But let's do it with the intro. There's a lot of tremolo, and as I've written here, this is my solution to not get tense in the hand because it gets a bit too much almost. So you can rest on this beat, I think. You need to play the left hand strongly, which it should be anyway. So I think that's a good solution. Because it's just that it's so much. It's not hard to do this tremolo, but for so many bars, it gets straining on the hand. So this is a good tip, I think. intro is actually very hard to get good, I think. I'm not really sure how to get it more coherent in a way, because it's a bit awkward. Yeah, but anyways, from here on it gets better as a piano version. Here we go. Second time, a little bit faster in the beginning and go to really fast in the end. And when it's faster tempo, this unevenness is kind of evens out in a more even triple time. And with that, I want to wish you all a happy new year, and I'm looking forward to doing a lot more production this year on the channel, like streams like this, little bit videos also, that I haven't done many videos at all lately, but there will be. I have recorded one video on Debussy's Nocturne. I just need to edit it, and it would be like a 30-minute video, so it takes a lot of time. So that will come shortly, and I'm also practicing a lot on Chopin's Third Sonata. Now we'll do a concert stream with that, I think, in the end of January, and I will probably do some kind of analysis videos on that as well, especially the first and the third movement. Yeah, sorry, this is the short version. I know it continues, this piece, like there's, you see here, there's like it says 1 and 2, and then it goes on and on. There's many different, but this is as part of this program. It's just a short piano solo in the middle, and then it's the singer's show. So it's perfect format, a short version like that. So I'm sorry, I haven't played it, even the other parts, for this year. Maybe another year. We'll never know. So yeah, that's it for me. Have a great day and weekend, everyone. And I will stream again in 3 more weeks on Thursdays is my plan. It's just this week I had other stuff, so I did it on a Friday. But yeah, have a good one, and I'll see you another time.